Okay.
And then you can see it in YouTube just as fast as he does it on this screen.
Great. Cool. So Linda can watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Linda could be trained right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we can do, you know, all of these. We can do some specialized quick sessions if you want to do some, like, you know, 5 or 10 minute ones that we can make YouTube videos out that you can, you know, share on your intranet through YouTube. It's not a bad way of training, really. People can do it in their own time, and then they can just.
Do I leave the, oh, here, the screen just changed. I wasn't sure if you saw the same screen.
Yeah, I think Zach's just getting himself, I don't know how many monitors he's got, 5 monitors or something he's got.
And I can minimize the little chat screen, right?
Yeah, you can minimize that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just log in. Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing and get rid of that little chat box so I can see what's going on.
And right now we should just be seeing a blank white screen, right?
No, you should be seeing the item master list
Inventory
right now.
yeah.
Benson, can you see anything?
No, my machine's still coming up.
Okay.
I can see it. I can see it, Zach.
Okay.
Oh, here it is.
Got it. No, you're minimizing the wrong thing.
I'm minimizing the wrong thing.
Right there. That one.
No, that takes us down.
All right, then leave it there.
Okay. We'll make this bigger.
Okay. That's us.
Okay, we've just moved the chat thing out of the way.
Okay. Okay, so you can see the item master list here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the test system that we set up that has your data imported into it. So we can see here we have a lot of the item numbers with the asterisks on the first page here, and we have about 248 records total in the system.
Okay.
And I'll just go through. I think we did a brief session where I went over the you know, basic editing of part records and the issuing and receiving stock in the system. So I'll just give a brief review of that. So on the far left of the screen, you can click on the Edit button to edit the details or attributes of any of these items. So I'll just pick one right here. So you can set the description in the various fields here. And then we have the various tabs to access different parts of the data.
Now, where is the pricing in this? Did you see it?
The pricing is right here.
Oh, okay.
So you can set. We have different pricing levels you can use in this system. So you can specify a different price for every price level. You can also do a case pricing level. So if you're shipping in like units of 20 or 40 or something, and you want to give a discount, you can provide that.
Now, this information was uploaded from our system. If we have pricing in our system, will it upload into yours?
It should. I don't know exactly if it did, because obviously that was zeroed out. So let me check another record here.
That wouldn't be, because that's
Yeah, we don't put prices on.
It would be like the batteries, the photocopy
Any medical
paper,
supplies or stationary supplies.
the bat. So just not the forms.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you went to...
So
we do have a
price
default
point.
Okay,
there.
it did come over.
Yes, it did come over.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Cool.
Yep.
First 12 items, just no price.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's the basic editing there, and we would find the pricing info. You can also print the labels by clicking on the label column. It'll give you a little PDF that you print out. So if you need any labels, you can use that. That can also be customized if needed. Moving across, by clicking on the top of any of these columns, you can sort by that column. And you can also search on any of the columns using this box in the top left. Just select the column, and you can specify, you know, a value. You can also link images to anything in the system. So any of the items, you can add images for them. You can also remove them, and you know, these can be, you know, set up to show on some of the reports and on some of the various catalogs and such. Next up, we have the history. So you can click this to view the audit trail for that item. So let's find something that actually has some information. Or not. It may not have, the history prop may not have imported into the newer system. I think Inventory Pro for Windows.
When you clicked on that, Zach, there was a value in the search. Is that?
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the history didn't import over. And then next up, you can click on the in-stock. Oh, go ahead.
Going through the forms and not all the...
Yeah, if you could do the stuff with the inventory that starts with, like the A, it's the S-A, because that stuff does all have history. The top things up there are
will not have
forms,
history.
and there might not be history on those.
Oh,
So this is the items down.
correct me if I'm
further.
wrong. Didn't we import this from Inventory Pro for Windows?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think, did you have the transaction log enabled? Because I seem to remember that there wasn't any records in it. That's an option.
If you could pull up A503, no, 506, and see if there's a history there.
I clicked on the wrong field. No, like Benson was saying, it's a in the Inventory Pro for Windows system, the tracking of the inventory history is an optional field, so that may not have been enabled in your system.
So are we going to lose our history that we've been working with all along?
Well, you'll have the same stock levels and such, but your current system was not tracking the exact transaction log.
Well, you still have history there. History is kept in a number of tables. So, like, you can run negative adjustment reports that will show history, positive adjustment reports that will show history.
That's where we found. That's where we found our history.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think there's an audit trail that is turned off and on in Inventory Pro for Windows, and
Yeah.
I seem to recall that there wasn't anything in the table. I'll double check, but I don't think.
So if we upgrade to this, we can still run the positive and negative adjustment reports that we currently use and come back to the
Yeah, plus, well,
information.
we automatically put it in the audit trail as well. Okay. So moving forward, all that history will be recorded. Not only will you get it on negative adjustment and positive adjustments, but you'll also have the audit trail report, which really gives you everything that happens in the system, from locate moves to, receipts and issues.
Okay.
So you can see here I have up on the screen the positive adjustment report. So you can see, we have transactions from 7/12, basically going backwards. So there's a decent amount of information in here. It's just the audit trail table. It's a different location in the database, and that wasn't populated in your system. So you still have the positive and negative adjustments here.
From this point forward, if in the new program, it'll do the audit trail?
Yep.
Yes.
We don't give you an option. We automatically record it.
Yeah, no, that's no problem.
Okay, so then, back on the back on the item master screen. If we click on any of the in-stock stuff on the right-hand side here, we can do a locate and move. So it'll show us exactly where that is in the warehouse, exactly what number of units we have. And from here, we can click on the record here if we'd like to split off units into another lot. Additionally, you can mark different lots here and move them to a new location. Just select the new location at the top here.
You mean within the same warehouse?
Yes.
Let's see that.
Did you have any questions, or?
No, I was just making sure I understood that.
You can also move stock between warehouses by using the put in transit option at the bottom here. And
the main hub.
Yeah.
I have a question in terms of stocking. Our old program, if we got under 10 units of measure, it would indicate 0 in stock, when actually we might have, you know, from 1 to 9 on the shelf. Will this work?
Well, that may be an issue with your unit of measure settings. So if your unit of measure is so if your unit of measure is 100 a pack, or like, you know, any of these other options here,
Sure.
you know, that may, you know, that's obviously tracking it in boxes of 100. You know, if you need to track the stock individually, you can change it to each, and you know, then we can track each individual unit there. So instead of, you know, tracking the 100 pack there, we'll track each single unit in that 100 pack. If you're doing purchasing, when you're purchasing, you can actually pull open a purchase order here. You can specify a different unit of measure to purchase in. So if I'm purchasing in, well, I'd have to set up the conversions, but you can set it up to do a conversion. So if I order one unit of this, it can specify 100 of this over here. So I'll order it in boxes of 100, but it'll come into my system as, you know, a 100 pack. So I have 100 unique items. So you can do the conversions on the purchasing side and bring it into your system as, you know, in each unit. There's different ways to handle that. So.
Okay, yeah, because we will order many items by the case, and then we sell it as per box. So we'd have to do a conversion.
Okay, so you need to break it down from the case into the box level. Understood.
Yes.
Yeah, that can be done. You can set up on your unit of measures. Just have to remember where that screen's at. So on your unit of measures, you can specify different conversion amounts. So, you know, box 20 contains 20, and your base unit is each. So you can do conversions down to each.
Okay.
And, you know, similar with the other records as well. So the 100 pack doesn't have a base unit set up, so you can just, you know, specify that. And then this will convert from 100 into, you know, each unit, or anything you can specify here. And I'll just continue in the purchase orders area. So as you can see, this is the purchase order list. Right here we have the different statuses. So we're only seeing 2 purchase orders here because we only have 2 open. If we want to see the history, we can just change it to the all status. We should be able to change to the all status. Oh, some of your, yeah, your old database might need a little bit more work there. I'll just go back. I'll just jump up to the current status there. So we can see a few orders. Let me see if any of these other ones work. We can see a past due order, and nope. One of the field types is the wrong value in the old database. So just a easy change there, but we can work with these 2 for now. So we can see that we have one here that's past due. So you can see that the requested date was, you know, way back in 2014, and it was never fulfilled. So this one will show up on here because it was never processed fully. This could be canceled or completed or anything else if you'd like. And you can see on the header here we have a lot of different information. A lot of it's the same as in your current system. Some of it is a little different. So here we have the ship to and the invoice to. So if you have different warehouses in your system, you can have it shipped to a different warehouse than it's invoiced to. So you can invoice to a primary location. Moving down the screen, we have the supplier order, supplier attention fields. I think those are in the old system. You can specify buyers and approval, approved by in this system. So if you wanted to require approvals for purchase orders or anything of that nature, you can do that. You can also specify payment terms. Net 60 and Net 30 are in there by default. You can also specify your own custom payment terms as well. And you can place a terms and conditions note with the initial purchase order invoice as well. And you can also specify different types of orders, so you can purchase assets and you can purchase standard inventory. Over on the line items page, it works a little differently than Inventory Pro for Windows, I think. So essentially, we have one line on this order. If we'd like to add another line, we just click the Add Line button. And this will pop open a list of all of our parts. And we can search that list to find different information, or we can page through it. And I'll just pick something random here. Okay, so you can see we pulled in one of the bandages, and it pulled in the unit price. And again, we have the number of units, and we can specify unit of measure. Moving across, you can specify different terms for each item if you set those up. And you can specify different packaging contents as well for the different items. So I'll just click Save there. And you can see it updated the subtotal area over here with the 34 cents. I'll just up that to something a little bit more reasonable. And you can see as we change it, it's updating the subtotals and the different amounts over here. On the notes and totals page, you can specify different shipping amounts and such. And I don't know why those X buttons are showing up there. Might be another issue with the upgrade there. I'll have to take a look at that. Ah, there we go. Okay, so you can see over here again, you can fill out your discount amounts, other charges, shipping charges, sales tax percentages and such. As you change these values, it will automatically, start to calculate. At least it should. Oh, yeah, it's not liking some of your old data. You might need to play with this a little bit. But normally you can play with your amounts over here on the right side, and it will automatically update. So before we would go live with this, we would take another look at your database and just go through it and check it and verify it. It does look like we have a couple little glitches here. You can also specify a delivery schedule, for the different packages or for the different items. It works very similarly. You can just click Add Line and add different lines, and you can press an anticipated receipt. Any questions on the purchase order area so far?
No, we're good.
Okay. And once you have the purchase order filled out and you're ready to fulfill it, you can, if you'd like to delete the line, you can check the box and then click Delete. You can also, when you're finished, you can click the Receive button, and it'll give you a prompt at the top of the page if you're ready to receive the order. I'll just click OK to that. And then it will take you over to the receiving screen. So here you can, if you need to modify the number of units or make any changes, you can do that. So let's say, if it's a partial receipt and the order isn't completely fulfilled, I can say I only received 80 units instead of the full 100. You can also specify locations to receive the stock into. So I'll just pick some random locations here. This is just a testing system, so we'll obviously re-import your fresh data before we go live with this or anything. And then we have the purchase order reference, and we can also leave a remark. So, for example, if the box was damaged or if there's some special note about this piece of stock, you can record that there. And now click Receive. And now you get the option here if you'd like to complete the order or leave this as a partial receipt. So I'll click cancel to leave that as a partial receipt. And then if everything went well, you'll get the successful message here. And at this time, you can print out labels if you'd like. So here's some sample labels here. And now if we go over into our purchase orders again, we can see this has been updated and it's an open partial receive. And if we open it up again, we'll see that we only have 80 received for that item there. And that was SB 101, okay. Search for that real quick. And if we look at the in-stock value, we can see that we had 80 units received on a purchase order today. And we can also see, if you look at the on-order column, that we have 20 on order. And if you'd like to click on that, you can actually click on those numbers and see exactly which purchase order the number is coming from. And that's about it for the purchase orders area. The suppliers list is pretty straightforward. Just a similar edit list to the item master page. Click on any of the different items to make alterations and changes to them. Any questions on the purchase order area, or would you like to move on to the shipping order area now?
Shipping, please.
Okay. Huh. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Did you use shipping orders in the existing system?
Yes.
Yes.
Come over unless I missed it. Let me check the database.
Yeah, there's no inner, well, that's probably what's killing it, if the warehouse identifier isn't set.
Yeah.
Let me just clear that.
Or they could have, the IP for Win puts the bill to in the associate field, but I think
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the problems we run into sometimes. Just with the different age of the systems, you know, you occasionally get some different fields there. So just had to clear out the warehouse filter, and now we can see everything here. So let me just make a note to fix that. Okay, so now we have all the different shipping orders here. Again, you can filter by different statuses. So we can filter by completed, canceled.
Get to this screen through inventory.
At the top of the page, under orders.
Oh, under orders.
Shipping orders.
Right. Okay.
So again, you can filter by different statuses. It's actually working on this end, and unlike in the purchase order area. So you can see we can filter by completed, canceled, packed if you use that status, and let's just go back to current so we can see what's open. So from here it works again similar to the purchase order area. On the left you can click on the different order numbers, and then you can also click on the lines button here to go directly to the lines of that order. And then you have the different printing areas here where you can print the packing slips and such. So I'll just open up the packing slip. And you can do the same for the invoices and the pick list as well. And the pick list here, it will show you exactly, you know, which items to pull in the warehouse and the exact, you know, references and locations to those items. And let's jump over to the shipping order header. So again, we have the warehouse field, which you can select at the top here, and you know, this is obviously what was glitching out the system a moment ago, because none of these were selected. I have to select one though to save this page. Moving down, we have the ship to and the bill to. You can actually link the ship tos and the bill tos. So if you have different billing locations from your shipping locations, you can track that.
Yeah, we actually got 2 sets of samples, and our dogs ate some.
Ben, you might want to mute yourself.
Sitting on our microwave. You know what I would do?
I mute him manually.
Really my decision.
I don't know.
I give you.
Hey, Benny,
Absolutely.
bleeding into our demo.
Okay. Trying to think if she'll actually do. She might not. I'm sure she'll say I don't know. But
I'll send him a message.
Yeah, I just sent him
Glued to his
on
phone.
yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not the first time, too.
I'll send her an email
That's the
and
funny
say we have
part.
to talk. So use this number that I see on my caller ID? Okay. All right, great. You got it.
Okay, so back to the shipping order header here. You can specify different ship tos and bill tos for your different customers. So you can link multiple, ship to addresses to a single bill to if you'd like. Moving down, you can specify a customer purchase order number. So if they need that reference in the system, you can get that set up. And you can also have the invoice number as well. Moving down, you can also do approvals in this area of the system as well. So you can require approvals before things can be shipped and such. You can also link things back to sales representatives as well. However, I don't think you'll use that. You can also specify supplier. So if you want to fulfill an order specifically from one supplier, you can specify that and do that. Moving over to the line items page, it's a little different than the shipping order area. Instead of adding individual lines, you can just select the boxes and add items onto the list. And again, you get the same little pop-up box that you can search from. So I'll just select the random item here. And moving across, you can just specify the number ordered. And you can also select the location to pull from. So if you want to, pull this stock from a specific location, you can specify that at this time. And all these location, filters will actually filter to where that stock is in the warehouse. So I can only select locations where you can actually find this particular item at. You can also load shipping orders from an assembly now in the new system. So if you have particular kits or things that you normally ship out, you can set up those kits in the system as a bill of materials and load those directly into a shipping order. And again, down at the bottom of the screen, you have all the various subtotaling and total values. And at the top here, you can print the different packing slip and pick list as well here. Over on the invoice page, you can select an invoice if you have a common invoice memo you like to use. You can also specify terms and conditions again. Over here again, we can specify different sales tax amounts, and I think this is working because I don't see anything crazy at the bottom of the screen yet. Of course, it's not liking the, oh, okay, there's no, yeah, I know exactly what our problem is now. The precision value isn't set up. There's no option that specifies the decimal precision in your existing system. So just need to add that in, and that should work fine. And again, you can specify different packages if you'd like to specify different packages and tracking numbers to track it from your warehouse to the client. You can do that at this point. You can also, if you specify FedEx or UPS tracking numbers and specify that on the ship via, you can actually then click on the link here and it will send you right over to FedEx or UPS so you can pull up the information. And then back on the screen, similarly to the other areas of the system, you can just click Start Issue when you're ready to, send out this order. So I'll just click OK to the confirm message there. And again, it will load up a grid with the various items, and it will pull the default locations, for those items. And of course, for most of this stock, only one location exists, so it just automatically pulls that up. So I can click Save here if I make any changes. You can also specify specific or remarks if you'd like on these transactions as well. And once you have your transaction filled out, again, if you'd like, you can do a partial issue or a partial shipment if you change any of the values. And once you're ready, just click Finish Issue, and it will begin the process to send it out of the system. If everything went well, you'll see the items issued successfully at the top of the screen. Occasionally, you'll get glitches. So, for example, if you picked a location and you tried to send out more than was at that location, it might give you a glitch. Similarly, with the, if you pick the serial number and specified, more than one unit for a unique serialized part, you might get a glitch. Any questions so far?
No, I think we're okay.
Anything you'd like to go over specifically?
Dennis, you want to talk about the cost reports? Right there.
You guys want to try it? We can flip the screen around and you guys can try it, and then we can walk you through it.
Go to reports again.
So in the reports area, you can select the different types of reports from the top here. I think there's 11 or 12 different types here. And once you select the type, you can select the various reports here. Any specific reports you're looking for?
Well, we do an annual cost report, which
It'll be the breakdown by
the departments and the.
We might have to import that over to the new system.
Oh, it's created within the system, several different reports. I don't think it's part of the iPro.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Yeah, we might need to import those over then, and get them into the new version.
Right.
I think we'll so much easier.
It'll take me about a week and a half to figure out which reports culminate the whole cost report.
We need to know which reports in the old system that you need to have imported in, because we have to rewrite them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just need upgraded to the latest version of the schema. Obviously, Inventory Pro for Windows is just a little out of date.
That's some.
And we're good for the minus that. It's just a
Same thing. Cost report.
Yeah.
Once we develop an input, then they can develop the report.
Yeah, having to manually do.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
All right, we're pretty good for now.
So we owe you our reports, our cost reports, and what we
pull from.
What we pull from. So we'll get that to you in the next week or so. It'll take longer than that. All right. If we can get a 2-week swing on that, Dennis has to do a little bit of homework on that, and we will send that over to you.
Okay. And this website,
Dennis?
you guys can actually access this development site, so we can actually send you usernames and passwords for this, and you can log in and take a look at it if you'd like. And then you can send any questions or concerns over to us if you have any.
Would this be the same name and password that we previously did, or has something changed in this?
No idea, Benson.
We did have it, and we played with it a little bit, but got lost.
I just get new ones.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Passwords. Any of the old passwords ported over, if they had any?
I thought I emailed them a username and password. Just look at the users quick, Zach.
Yeah.
I have
also
it.
look at, is there more than one warehouse in this system?
No.
Only one.
No,
Just one? Okay.
just one
We
warehouse.
got to fix the WID values.
Mhm.
Because you were right, the orders only had a WID 0. They didn't have a WID number.
Yep. And then the sysconfig share, we'll have to check that.
Update that.
I'll
yeah.
just do a compare of the settings against a master copy.
Now that we know how to navigate through better, we can play with it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, well, any other questions and concerns for today, or are we good to go for now?
I'm good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good right now until we get you that information, and then maybe
And we'll play a little
we'll
bit.
play a little bit. And if we're having any issues and roadblocks, we'll contact you and maybe set up another quick little tutelage before this thing gets rolled out.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
Is that good on this?
I think as long as it's hung up. Is there an end?